this is what we are going to do tonight. This board is already this color. It was not stained, but it already has a little bit of a color. And I was inspired by a basketball game I went to, and they had the really light wood floors, and then their huge warrior face for their mascot was in the middle of the court in a darker stain. And I thought, oh, that's so pretty. I love the two stains together.
Also show how to do a race to stencil, and wait till the end to see Nellie, how I used the magnolia on her.
The magnolia, these are so economical and they're thick. They're so good. Brushes too, huge difference in your stenciling life, because stencils make you want to cuss, right? Super thick piece of love. This is super thin. I'm gonna do a wall shelf or do.
I was going to use the Olden Gray liquid patina, but it wasn't at this location.
It's a light gray. And I actually mixed it in, I used to do hair, and I'm in my little studio for that and where I paint. I mixed up water and gravel road, I didn't measure it or anything, and just put it on here. And it wasn't enough for me, which if I would have let it dry, it would have been enough. So then what I ended up doing was just literally just dipping my brush into this and doing it a little darker. And then I took a wet cloth and just wiped some of it off. Now it's dry. So it kind of looks, it's a little more than I wanted. So, you know, the beauty of DIY is you can kind of wipe it back and get some of that off if you want. So that's what we're gonna do here. Because when it dried, I was like, oh, that's a little bit too gray for me. I wanted it to look more like the gray wood patina, which is amazing. You guys gotta get some of that. It's really good, and it's a sealer and everything, where since I use the gravel road, I need to seal it. I'm just showing you what this did, but we're doing it on a kind of a gray background. Now, what you do, oops, I kind of bent that up. You gotta kind of be careful when you're cleaning these so you don't bend them. But I think if I set a book on there, maybe put a little bit of a blow dryer to it, not heat gun, little bit of a heat to it, and then lay the book on there and go back. But one thing with DIY paint, I will tell you, it cleans off these stencils so stinking amazing. I could almost cry, because I have had horrible, I did a doctor's office wall, me and my partner, and she had purchased the stencils. She bought 2 of them, thank God, and we ruined one because we were using latex paint. I will never stencil with latex paint again. Can you do it? Yep, you can. It's horrible to clean. It's horrible to mess with. I wasn't a retailer yet, so I didn't know about this. And so it's so good to clean off of this. So DIY paint and stencils, peanut butter and jelly, that's what I say. I just randomly kind of put them and let it kind of half and mix, and don't do too like perfect. Like let perfect go. Do a scrap board. Not that you can't plan out and get a pattern, but seriously, just get a scrap board and get used to the feel. Now you can take some painter's tape. You don't have to do this, but it does help. It does help keep it. Take that in place. It can be used for waxing too. So if you have a big space, this gets the job done. But if I wanted to change up some of these petals, then you'd want to kind of go smaller so you can dip it and be creative too. You can do the tips in a different color and kind of mix, and the DIY blends great. But for this look, we're doing one color, and we're doing the dark and decrepit, and I barely have any left. Key to stenciling, to good stenciling, is load and unload. Because you'll get too much packed up in there, and it'll come down and go up under your stencil, and you'll have really bleedy, feathery look. So you want to pour your paint out, load, and unload. Less is more, and I have to say that to myself 10 times, because I am, if more's good, more is better. So, but this is sincerely, less is more. It dries real fast. By the time you get it all done, you go back for your second coat and you're good. Okay. So you literally just get in there, up and down. You don't want to do like this if you've never stenciled, because it'll push it up under. I can't wait to see what this looks like over the gravel road. Dilute dark and decrepit with water and get a little bit lighter stain. And I was like, of course, because it's water-based, you can do that. So much nicer than a stain, because it's not stinky, it's not messy, and it can be washed off easily. Load, unload. And this would be comparable to a dark walnut is what I would say. But now that I know I can water it down, and I wonder what, I think somebody did it. Yes, somebody did dark and decrepit and the barnwood gray. And it looked, and they did it over weathered wood color of paint, and it looked like ironwork. It was so good. Okay, so we got this, and I can tell this is gonna be a lot different than this. For one, my porous wood sucked up the DIY gravel road, and this is on dry raw wood, so it really sucked the color, so it will be different. I can't wait to see it. Here we go. Let's look at this. Oh, it's so good. I want to show you something else. So if you do get it bleedy and too feathery, just take a sanding block. You can get these at Harbor Freight. You can use a piece of sandpaper. I would say start with fine, but this is coarse and it was fine. Just kind of got to be careful. Wait, let me turn it this way. Okay, so this one I went ahead and sanded a little bit. And I sanded this one a little bit, and these aren't sanded. So it kind of gives a variation, the dark and the light. So if you kind of mess it up a little bit, it's fine. Sand it off or DIY. The beauty of it is a lot of times you can take water and get it off if you need to. Okay, so I wanted to show you the sanding block is your friend. It gives it more distressed, but it's not necessary. You could do this on your wall too. So let's kind of think outside the box here a little bit. Let's, just do part of the flower. Loving this dark and decrepit with gravel road, whitewash, stained, whatever you want to call it. Wouldn't it be pretty to alternate boards, doing the natural, this, and maybe even another color, and put them on a tabletop or something? Ideal is you would do one thin coat, keep going, it dries really fast, take a blow dryer. I wouldn't say a heat gun because you'll melt your stencils. Going, it dries really fast, then go back and do a second coat. But I haven't had to because this wood is so porous. But with certain colors, you may have to do a second coat. And you could do this to where it's not a perfect coverage and get kind of a different look too. Okay, I want to take this off. Oh, it's so pretty. I want to try some golden ticket because you can get it pretty close and do a second layer over it, and it kind of would, it's not gonna be over it perfect, so then it gives it two tones. Right on this because it's dry. I'm gonna try to go back over, and we'll put some gold on this. Now, you can do a new brush, but I'm not going to, okay? I'm even gonna use the same plate. You know what? I'm gonna use my lid. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna give it a go. Okay, so I'm dipping it in there, and I'm unloading. Now these products, the dark and decrepit and the golden ticket, are a sealer. So unlike the DIY paint, you have to seal it with wax or a top coat, or these. So these you don't have to go back and seal. This I probably would say, I'm not gonna try to get it all. I'm just gonna hit parts. I don't want full coverage. Matter of fact, I probably did too much, but let's just see. Now I have not washed the patinas, the golden ticket. No, I did wash it off of yeah, these wash off good of the stencils too, not just the DIY paint. So thank you, Debbie, for making these products so water soluble. Oh yeah, it's good. Wait, where am I? Can you see? I don't know. I'm gonna try to go lighter on this one. I don't want full coverage on this one. And if it doesn't do good, so what? I can put it back on and hit it again. Because if you get cheap stencils, it's really thin. You can't clean them without terrorizing them. And the paint just goes up under. You can't, it's bad. I will tell you, it's bad. You can do it. I've done it. You can get away with it. A little bit of the gold mixed in there, so that'll make a little bit of a variation. Oh my gosh, guys. This is so good. It's a little lighter. It's like a perfect mix of the two. Let's try a raised stencil. With patina, where I'm using the golden ticket, and cornstarch and your paint to do the raised stencil. So that's what we're gonna do, and it gives it, it's just like you can feel it, and then when you go and glaze over it, it catches on all that. It was so cute color. So I'm gonna do this burlap napkin. I don't know if it's gonna show up that good, but we're gonna try. Again, I'm just pouring it right here. Stir it a little bit just because there's so many metallics in there that settles at the bottom. I usually store my golden ticket upside down, and then when I'm going to use it, I let it turn over and settle. A little bit of that in there, because that'll give it, this stuff, you know, dries. It has kind of like a top coat in it, so it'll give it some grip. Let's get that thick. And two, if you let your DIY paint set out, oh yeah, there we go. So what we're gonna do, just spray a little love in here. Let's just keep going here. Add, take away, add, take away. In the automotive department, they're like kind of a little bit flexible. This is worth the mess I'm making. Oh gosh. Oh, yep, it's good.
This was recorded years ago. I have used the raised stencil technique so many times. It is a really good way to hide a really horrible, rough, tore up top, and it looks so cute. You've really got to try this. I'll put some links to videos where I've done that in the description.
With some kind of a colored wax, or use the decrepit dust is what I kind of wanted to use the decrepit dust. Have you guys done this? It's where, like, when this is really good and dry, then I would put some probably clear wax, and then you sprinkle the dust, and it's going to catch in these high have some variation. Okay, here's where I sanded it a little bit. And here's where it's not sanded. Like, here's a not sanded one. See how dark it is? And then I lightened it up. Okay, and here's where I took and put the stencil back over it and put a little golden ticket on there. And I think that kind of needs sanded a little bit. So here's the natural color. And here's what it looks like, because I wanted the gray patina. It's a JRB Magnolia. Oh, how fun would that be? Look at that, those match. To do a whole bunch of different boards and cut up, you know, in half and alternate them. Do you see all your potential you can do here of a water? And then I did that stencil I'm using right now, the Magnolia. I did it in a 57, but then I forgot. I was going to leave it bright, and I forgot and put black wax on it. So it looks Damask now. Damask is where it's, you know, kind of got a little bit of texture, but it's usually in the same color tones. So we got a little blue iris. Bohemian blue is the main base color on this watercolor technique. You will not believe what it looks like before you wax it. So this is Nellie. Oh, and then this had a mirror in there, and it was gone. So I had these leftover they're plastic replicas. Cut them with scissors. I measured it and cut them with scissors and put those in there to replace the mirror. And I did that with the Iron Orchid stamps. These are Iron Orchid stamps. These are my store colors. And this is an old headboard from the trash with the molds and all the DIY paint.